What is going on, Buffalo State Hockey? My name is Evan Harrington. I am here with Buffalo State men's head hockey coach Steve Murphy for episode 8 of Mondays with Murph. All right, we have an action-packed episode for today. We're going to recap this past weekend of games and then take a deep dive into this next upcoming road trip in Vermont. All right, let's start out with this past weekend. The first game on the road trip was against Potsdam, and we ended up beating them 5-1. What did you like in that matchup?
I liked our response in the third period. I didn't think we played particularly well in the first two periods. I thought we were pretty methodical, slow. I think we thought we were playing into their hands a little bit. And then in the third period, we started to get around to at least how we want to play. We started moving our feet a little bit, and that kind of opened everything up for us and, kind of blew it open with 3 goals in the third. So, slow start, but liked our response and how we finished.
All right, the score was 1-1, and then Joel Frazee got one to break the tie. Talk about his goal a little bit to kind of break the tie there, and just a little bit about his play this season thus far.
Yeah, it was a good effort. Like, he had a good rush and then kind of chipped it in, or I think maybe hit somebody and went low. And, really he just kind of threw it at the net from behind the goal line, caught the goalie off guard. And so it was a sneaky little play by him. And that kind of helped us, it sparked us a little bit in the second to kind of get going in the right direction. It put us up 2-1. So it was a big goal for him. And he's a guy that he's got to use his speed. He's got to move his feet. I think when he simplifies his game and takes care of the puck, and he's putting some pucks on the net, they go in for him. So, it was a big goal by him to, kind of maybe jumpstart us heading into that third period.
All right, then you guys also scored 5 straight unanswered goals. Just talk about your team's aggressiveness and just willing to keep kind of pushing the pedal there and not allow Potsdam to get back within the game.
Yeah, that was important. We scored the 2 to go 4-1 in the third, and then they called their timeout. And we had kind of talked about, just that the next goal was big. Either the game was kind of over if we got it, or they were right back in it. And Parker, our captain, made a good point. Referred back to when Fredoni used their timeout and kind of sparked some momentum against us early on in the season. And I thought our guys, continued to push there in the third period. And again, it all started with us just playing and moving our feet and doing what we do, and that kind of opened the game up for us.
All right, now let's take a tour, a look at the Plattsburgh game. Obviously, that one didn't go the way you guys wanted it. You guys did lose 4-3 with a late goal from Plattsburgh, but, the guys fought hard overall. I mean, they were down 3-2 at one point, and then Aiden LaValle in the third period did get a game-tying goal, but Plattsburgh did end up taking that one. But what did you like from that game in general, from your guys against Plattsburgh?
I thought the first period was good. I thought both teams had some chances in the first. I just thought it was a good hockey period. And then the second, we took too many penalties. I think we took about 9-10 minutes in penalties in the second period, and Markeel did a great job. We got out of there tied 1-1. So we talked kind of before the third is, we took a period, they took a period, and now we just need to go win the third. And we got another a second power play goal, which was big, going 50% on the power play that game. And then they kind of battled back, and it was just a lot of momentum swings, right? Like, we go up 2-1, they go up 3-2, we tie at 3-3, and I thought we kind of got a little too emotional during the game, specifically in the second period, and then that kind of led us to taking those penalties and stuff like that. But we battled back. We kept kind of coming at them, but I think we gave them too much just in our end defensively. I think they outcompeted us a little bit in the third period, and just below our tops of the circles and our D zone coverage and stuff like that. And ultimately they were able to pull out the win that night.
All right, just a quick overall thoughts about the weekend from yourself as a coach.
It's a tough trip. It's real hard to go up there, and it's hard to get one win, let alone 2. So, we'll take the 2 points. Obviously, it would have been nice to get to overtime and get 3 out of 4 on the weekend on Saturday. But, it's a tough trip. There's not too many teams that are going to go up there and win 2 games. So, I think we're pleased with 2 points, but, definitely think from our standpoint, definitely think we should add some more.
All right, that's a good response, Coach. All right, now we move on to another road trip this Thanksgiving weekend. We are set to go up to Vermont. And, Coach, have you ever been to Vermont? And if so, what are some of your favorite things about Vermont?
Yeah, we've been out there a couple times, not specifically to Castleton or their tournament, but have been to Vermont, and it's nice. It's got some hills, some mountains. It's a little scenery. I'm sure it'll be really snowy, but yeah, it'll be a good time. Looking forward to the trip and kind of our last two away games here before we return home. So looking to kind of close this 7-game road trip out with hopefully 2 wins.
All right, good. So this upcoming road trip is a tournament, and we are slated to play the first game of the tournament against St. Anselm College, and then the other game that will be played will be Castleton as they play Franklin Pierce University. So can you talk about our first opponent in St. Anselm College?
Yeah, I mean, they're off to a good start. They're sitting at 5-2-1 right now. We're kind of in the process of doing our research on them and pre-scout and stuff like that, and we'll know a lot more about them here in the next day or two, just as we watch the video and things like that. But it'll be a good test for us, good opponent. Long trip for us to go up there, and kind of like playing the early game. There's no distractions. You get right into it and get to play, and instead of waiting around for the second game. But yeah, it'll be good. I want to see our guys obviously respond from the loss on Saturday, and I think these are, like I said, we want to close out these 7-game road trip here with 2 wins, and the only way to do that is to beat St. Anselm on Friday.
Yeah, like you mentioned, you're still doing some research and some prep work on your opponent coming up this Friday, but do you know anything about Castleton or Franklin Pierce, depending on who we would have to play the next game, Saturday, win or loss? But do you know anything about those 2 teams yet?
No, I mean, they're obviously both good teams, and we'll kind of, depending on what goes on Friday, like we'll take a look at both teams Friday night. Obviously, we get the advantage of watching their game after ours. So, no, I think the focus right now is just on St. Anselm and kind of take it one game at a time, and then we'll go from there.
All right. That has been another episode of Mondays with Murph with Buffalo State men's head hockey coach Steve Murphy. That has been episode 8, and we will see you guys next Monday for another episode of Mondays with Murph. Thank you for tuning in.